I am reading Psalm 62 in the Hebrew text, along with a grammatical analysis and brief commentary. So it begins, it's a psalm where we go to God, the Lord, as our sure refuge in time of trouble. We don't know the circumstances. It could have been David's time with Absalom and the revolt of Absalom. We're not sure. But it begins, Lamnatseach al Yedudut Mizmor le David, for the leader, for Jedutun, a psalm belonging to David. Ach el Elohim, Dumiyah nafshi, only unto God does my soul wait in stillness. Mimenu Yeshuati, from him is my salvation. It is interesting, the psalmist wants to set forth that God is going to be his salvation, and his soul is waiting on the Lord. And in life, there are many times when we realize we have to wait on the Lord. And it's very hard. Circumstances can come very hard. But to know that we have a Lord and He alone that we can turn to in quiet, can we say, confidence that He will help us. And this speaks to my heart. And we go on. Ahu tsuri vishuati mishkavi lo emot rabah. He alone, indeed, He alone is my rock and my salvation. My high tower, I shall not be greatly moved. Notice the stress is upon God alone, the Lord alone. We wait. He is our high tower. He is our rock. And being weak ourselves, we know that He is the source of our trust and where we wait. Amot is a cow imperfect first common singular from the middle weak verb mod. So I shall not be moved. Ad ana tehotatu al ish. How long will you set upon a man? Or how long will you sit upon or against a man? Teratsehu hulachem, that you may slay him, all of you. Here we have the root to slay, ratzach. It's a PL imperfect, second masculine singular from ratzach, followed by hu, the pronominal suffix, third masculine singular. Kegir natul gader ha dechuya, as a wall that is leaning, as a tottering fence, as a fence that is tottering. So as a wall that leans, as a fence that totters. In other words, the psalmist is comparing himself to a wall which the blows against him have caused him to be about to collapse. And many times in life, that can happen. And then we move on. Mis eto ya'atsu la hadicha. Yaratsu chazav. Befiv yevachehu, uvekirbam yekalalu Selah. Only they think or they devise a plan to thrust him through. They devise a plan to thrust him through from his height. They delight in lies. Yaritsu is the cow perfect third person plural from Yarad. So they delight in lies, and with their mouth they curse. They curse with, or excuse me, they bless. They bless with their mouth, but in their inner being, they curse. They curse inwardly. So they bless with their mouth, Yevarechu, from Barak to bless, a PL imperfect, third person plural, masculine plural from Barak, but in their inner part, they curse, Yekalalu, again, a PL imperfect from Kalal. So they pretend to be faithful and loyal to what appears to be the king here with their words, but in their inward part, they have other plans. And so only for God wait in stillness. Ach le Elohim dumi nafshi. That is, wait my soul in stillness only for God. Ki mimenu tikvati. For from him is my hope. What a beautiful statement here. The psalmist is saying his hope is from God, is in him alone. He only is my rock. Ahu tsuri vishuati. He only is my rock and my salvation. Miskabi lo amot. That is my high tower. I shall not be moved. So here again, God alone, the psalmist is saying, is his high tower of perfection, and he is his rock of salvation, and so his strength is not in himself, but in God alone. So he continues, B'techu vo, b'chol et am. Trust in him at all times, you people. Shifchu lefanav levavchem. Pour out before him your heart. Elohim machaseh lanu selah. For God is a refuge for us. B'techu is the imperative, second masculine plural, so cow imperative from batach, to trust in him at all time or in every time, O people. So he's giving encouragement where the trust is to be in him, and pour out your heart before him. Shivchu lefanav levavchem. Another imperative masculine plural from shafak, to pour out your heart before him. For God is a refuge for us. In other words, he is our place of refuge. And when we look at the New Testament, the same application is made of Jesus Christ, the Lord. He is our refuge, our high place. And we're told, Jesus said, Lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the earth, and all power is given to me in heaven and upon earth. So there is a New Testament application to this idea as well. Then verse 10, Ach hevel b'nei adam kazav beno ish. Men of low degree are vanity. Indeed, vanity are men of low degree, and men of high degree are a lie. So he seems to be doing a contrast here between the two, both those that are lower class, so to speak, and those that are wealthy. They all are not going to help the psalmist, he's saying. And so if they be laid in the balance, the mozenayim la olot, if in the balance to be laid, they are altogether lighter than vanity. Haman me hevel yachad. And I think the thought here is they are altogether nothing but like vanity, that which has no breath, that which is like the wind. And he's speaking here of the scales, if you'd weigh it on the scales, and drawing the contrast between that and trusting in the Lord. So he says, Al tivtahu the oshek. Do not trust in oppression. Uve gazel al tebalu, and do not put vain hope in robbery. If riches increase, chayel ki yanu, do not set your heart on it. Al tashitu lev. And I think the thought here is trust in the Lord and don't do anything other than trust in Him. Ill-gotten gain will not help. It will only yield to permanent disadvantage. So don't set your heart on riches, but set your heart on the Lord. I think that's the thought of the psalmist. So then he goes on, Achad diber Elohim. God has spoken once, and I've heard it twice. Shetayim zu shamati. That strength belongs to the Lord. Kioz le Elohim. In other words, he's repeating the idea again, that strength is not in anything but the Lord. So don't trust ill-gotten gain. Don't trust wealth. Trust the Lord. Strength belongs to Him. And I think this is a beautiful encouragement to all of us, that He is the source of our strength. So he concludes, Ulecha Adonai Chassid. Unto you, O Lord, belongs loyal love. Ki ata teshalem leish kema asehu. For you will render to man according to his work. So we need to trust in the Lord and realize that He is the Lord of loyal love, of covenant loyalty, and He will render to everyone according to His work. So may we determine that we want to make Him the source of our trust, the source of our strength, knowing that someday He will reward us according to our faithfulness to Him. And I'm reminded in the New Testament where Paul, when he was going through a very hard time at the end of his ministry, said, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me in that day, and not to me only, but to all those who have loved His appearing. May we love the Lord. May we love Christ, and may we put our trust in him, not in ill-gotten riches, not in human help, but in the Lord. And that is something that we need to daily read a text like this, for he indeed is our rock and our high tower.